Maven Realty, Rivers Capital Group, we're a full service real estate firm, helping people buy properties and build their wealth from helping out with lending and a lot of other different areas. But I'm going to give you a market update. It's the first one I've given in a couple months. Jake's been helping me out, so I appreciate him. I'm going to compare June this year to July this year as our closing stats. So in June, the median sales price was 410, July was 405, we're roughly the same. Days on market went from 9 to 8, again, roughly the same. Some of the biggest numbers that are variance, listings 2,600 to just under 2,600 active right now. It's sold. In June, we had about 1,770 homes sold. In July, we had 1,165. Wow. So sold went down about 600. And then obviously trickles from there, 250K and under went from 346 homes sold to 113 in July. Currently in the Tri-County and Colleton, shout out to Patrick, I include Colleton. The Tri-County and Colleton County, there are 33 homes listed at $250,000. Where my flipper's at, that's what you should be flipping. Find those homes. As of August 3rd, in those 4 counties, 1,750 homes for sale, 600 and something are new builds, about 1,100 homes in the MLS. This is a nationwide thing right now. Nationwide, homes on the market are just low inventory. And I was listening to the Housing Wire today, it was pretty interesting what they were talking about. It's not necessarily that sellers don't want to sell, they can't afford to buy what they're going to go to. They're not going to sell their home. It's not just they're having a hard time affording buying if they're going to level up. They're going to sell if they need to sell. We've got flippers and new builds in here they're selling, but it's a nationwide thing. Rent's gone up drastically. Rent's gone up in the Charleston and Tri-County area about 48% over the last 5 years, and the average median income went from 51,000 to 53,000 that time, about 3%. So as you can see, right now they're talking about mortgages almost being a little bit higher than rents at the moment. So what's a solution there? House hack. So we help a lot of our clients house hack. House hacking is a great way to get into the market right now if you want to invest and you're like, oh, these interest rates are too high, these rental properties aren't making much sense. Yeah, no problem. So a house hack is basically you find a way to produce some income on your house. So for instance, we helped a client buy a house that he's able to short-term rent ADU, an additional dwelling unit above the garage, and he has RV parking 2 spots in Somerville. So he's able to have 3 rental spots that pay for his mortgage and then some. Another way to do it is you get a quadplex, triplex, duplex, you rent out long-term rent, short-term rent out part of it. It just pays half all mortgage and you profit from it. Another way to house hack, my wife and I did this. We bought a duplex, made it a triplex on James Island. That actually pays our mortgage for our Johns Island house that we do not have to have someone living on that property as well, but we just kind of house hack it that way. So there's a lot of cool ways to house hack, and something my team and I specialize in is helping people figure out ways to house hack. Because not every house is going to be cut and dry. This is how you house hack it. You need to know zoning laws. You may be able to figure out a way to turn the garage into an ADU. You got no setbacks. There's a lot of different regulations in different cities on what they're going to allow. So make sure you have a good team behind you when you're trying to house hack, but it's a great way to get into investing right now. If anybody in here is new and wanting to start to invest, house hack first. I usually try to push that because it's a way. If you have your biggest expense at 0 or close to 0, think about how quickly you can save money that you can go buy another investment home, another investment home. It multiplies very quickly. And the last thing I just wanted to mention, anybody wants to be on the newsletter, send an email to Nicole@danrivers.com and she will add you to our newsletter list. There's a more detailed market update in there. But as I mentioned, the rent increasing, but in Isle of Palms and Goose Creek, there are some short-term rental legislation going on. Isle of Palms is trying to copy Foley. I don't know why. I believe Foley possibly is in a lawsuit over the short-term rentals. They're about to be, so I don't know why they're following that trend. But Isle of Palms have had discussions. It was shot down at the last meeting, but they're voting again in November. And Goose Creek, anybody who flips here in Goose Creek knows that they like to tax you. They catch you with the water bill and they tax you when you flip a home there. They're just trying to figure out a way to collect some tax money on the short-term rentals. So if you want any other information regarding short-term rentals in the area, what the rules are, regulations, my team and I have a detailed spreadsheet that we keep up to date and analyze areas. So happy to help you out there as well. But that's the market update. Again, Nicole, Dan Rivers, if you want a more detailed update that we'll be sending out later this week. Thanks, everyone.